If you've heard of the most effective long-term treatment for chronic insomnia, which is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBT-I techniques, but been worried that you won't be able to implement or commit to the techniques, let me reassure you that I am convinced that you can. This is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Hi, I'm Martin Reed. If you have insomnia, I offer sleep coaching programs that will give you all the skills and support you need to enjoy better sleep for the rest of your life. You can learn more at insomniacoach.com. Two of the core components of CBT-I are sleep restriction and stimulus control. Awful terminology, so let me just explain them to you. Sleep restriction is not about restricting the amount of sleep you get. It should probably more accurately be described as bedtime restriction, because what we're doing here is helping you create a sleep window that gives you enough time for sleep to match your current average nightly sleep duration, rather than an excessive amount of time for sleep, which only leads to more time awake during the night. So for example, if you're currently averaging, let's say 5 hours of sleep at night, and you're spending 8 hours in bed each night, you're almost certainly guaranteeing yourself 3 hours of wakefulness during the night. So by just reducing the amount of time you allot for sleep to more closely match the current amount of sleep you're generating on an average night, to use this example, 5 hours, if we restrict the amount of time you allot for sleep down to around 5.5 hours, you still have the opportunity to get some more sleep, but you're not spending a really excessive amount of time in bed. So the end result is less time awake during the night. And if you have chronic insomnia, I'm sure you can recognize that spending a lot of time awake during the night isn't a pleasant experience. So by reducing the amount of time you allot for sleep, there'll be less of this unpleasantness during the night, and you'll end up with more consolidated sleep. And as your sleep becomes more consolidated, you regain a little bit of confidence in your ability to sleep. Sleep tends to become a little bit easier over time. And as it does, we can extend your sleep window so that as you spend more time asleep, you end up allotting a little bit more time for sleep. And the second component is stimulus control. And this is really all about preventing you from reinforcing this idea that your bed is a place for being awake, for struggling, for feeling worried and anxious and frustrated. Instead, we want you to relearn that the bed is a place where you sleep, where you feel relaxed and comfortable, a place that you look forward to going to. The way we do this is making sure that the only thing you do in bed is sleep. So as soon as you're feeling that struggle, as soon as you start to feel worried or anxious about sleep, you get out of bed and just distract yourself with anything else, anything you find relaxing and enjoyable, until you start to feel calm and relaxed again, and then you return to bed. In the short term, this can turn you into a human yo-yo as you get in and out of bed during the night. But that's really a short-term challenge. And as long as you stay committed to the technique, over time, you will start to relearn that the bed is a place for sleep. You'll associate the bed with sleep and relaxation, rather than all the negative emotions you've likely associated with the bed right now if you're living with chronic insomnia. So when we talk about these two techniques, it's really easy to just think, I could never do that. How am I going to allot less time for sleep? I'll just feel anxious that I have to be out of bed by a certain time. So I'll put more pressure on myself to fall asleep, which makes it harder to fall asleep. Or the other concern is, if I get out of bed during the night, surely that will just make me feel more awake. This isn't going to help. Well, here's the thing. People with chronic insomnia have spent a long time struggling with sleep. And you've likely implemented a number of different techniques and strategies to try and improve your sleep that haven't worked. So I would encourage you to really try to implement CBT-I techniques, because if you feel that what you're doing now isn't working, CBT-I techniques can offer you that alternative. And they are overwhelmingly effective for people with chronic insomnia. So because so many other people have found CBT-I techniques to be helpful, then it's highly likely that you will too. And you are an amazing person at overcoming adversity because you are living with chronic insomnia. So therefore, you do have this strength to get through the short-term challenge of implementing CBT-I techniques. And if you make your focus implementing the techniques rather than always monitoring for results, I am confident that you will almost certainly make significant progress. When it comes to implementing these CBT-I techniques, it really is this case of a little bit of short-term pain in order to get those long-term gains that you're looking for. And I am convinced that if you stay focused and you give it a chance and give it a try and get through that initial challenge, because sometimes sleep might get a little bit worse the first couple of weeks before it gets better. If you can get through that, then you will make long-term improvements to your sleep. So I hope you found this short video helpful. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I try and share a few new sleep snippet videos every week. If you have any questions, comments, feedback or suggestions, please leave a comment below or you can email me directly. My email address is hello@insomniacoach.com. I hope to see you back here again soon. And remember, you can sleep.